that, I want to draw your attention to something that we addressed last week, but unfortunately the situation has not improved in Ukraine. I want to draw your attention to the dire humanitarian situation and the spiraling violence in eastern Ukraine. Last night, Russian-led forces shelled the town of Novohunsk with Grad rockets, wounding 8 civilians and damaging dozens of homes, a school, and also a playground. Fighting also resumed today around the Donetsk filtration station and its system of pipes carrying poisonous chlorine gas. This is considered extremely dangerous. If those were to go off in this area, which is close to where people live, it could be potentially devastating. Employees of the filtration station are trapped in the station's bomb shelter at this time, we are told. Previously, a Russian-Ukrainian military body has organized ceasefires to allow civilians in similar situations safe passage. However, the Russian government has unilaterally withdrawn from this deconfliction mechanism. This happened yesterday. So those trapped in the filtration station will remain stranded under fire until Russian-led forces stop the attack. Russia and its proxies are the source of violence in eastern Ukraine, and the Russian government continues to perpetuate an active conflict and humanitarian crisis through its leadership and supply of military forces on the ground, as well as its direct control over proxy authorities. The conflict in eastern Ukraine is not an organic civil war. The so-called republics that Russia created are not legitimate entities. The United States calls on Russia to put an end to the attacks in eastern Ukraine, withdraw its forces and heavy weapons from the sovereign territory of Ukraine, and agree to a robust UN peacekeeping mission. And with that, I'd be happy to take your questions. Oh, one more thing. I'd like to, many of you joined us yesterday for our public affairs holiday party, and I just wanted to thank you so much for coming up and spending time with our front office and the front office of many of our bureaus here at the State Department. We love having you, and I think it's just another example of how we can certainly disagree over some things, but we can hang out and have a good couple of drinks together. So thanks for showing up.
Will be one for the new year? Or?
Well, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And we've got a little surprise for you coming up in Robert's office in the new year. So, especially on a tough day. But Josh, go ahead. Good to see you.
Thanks, Heather. You too. Why don't we just start right on there? Do you have any update for us on the status of trying to work out a UN peacekeeping deal for Ukraine? How's that going?
That's something that's still under discussion. One of the things that we consider to be important about that is having it be not only a real UN peacekeeping mission, but the line of conflict is something that would have to be agreed upon. We have some concerns about how that would work out. Russians are pushing for one side of things, and we're pushing for another side of things, but it's still something that we are looking at seriously.
And then I wanted to follow